In May of 2012, I had the opportunity to replace my heating and air conditioning system. My house is 3,600 square feet. It's all on one level, and it had a few problems that had developed over the years, I guess. I had been in the house now about 4 years at that time, and the house had problems of hot and cold spots. I wasn't really able to get it comfortable in any one area. And if I got one area hot or warm enough, the other areas would be cool, or vice versa. And it was just kind of a nightmare, and the utility bills were really high, and I just was not happy with it at all. And so I started, about 3 months prior to May, I started looking for an HVAC dealer. And I did my research online, and I had narrowed it down to about 4 companies. And these are all companies you've heard of. They're all the ones that advertise a lot, and they're all good companies, I guess. And so I made appointments with each one of them. I was kind of stunned that 2 of them really handled consultations totally different than the other 2. 2 of them actually took a look at the heating air conditioning system that I had, and basically sat there and talked to me a little bit about what I was looking to do, and they kind of walked around the house. One of them walked around the house. One of them never got up. He just sat there taking notes on his clipboard, and then they left. I ended up getting a proposal back from them, and I was not enchanted with either company. I had 2 of them that gave me a much different experience. They listened to what I have to say. They actually examined the ductwork. They went under the house. They went in the attic. They measured the house. They talked to me about what I was trying to do and the problems I was having. Where the company I ended up selecting is Air Specialty, and the reason I did was that both companies came back with somewhat of a similar price, but different ideas. Air Specialty came back to me, and it was very apparent when they did that they had been listening to what I was saying. They addressed every issue that I had, and more importantly, they explained it to me in terms I could understand what they were talking about. Now, I'm not stupid, but if you're talking to an insurance agent, they're going through all this mumbo jumbo about a policy, and they go, yeah, you understand that? And you go, yeah. Well, you don't understand that, but you understand enough to kind of get by or get the gist of it. Well, with this, a heating and air cooling system is a big expense, and this is not something you do every day. And so I had questions: which brand is better? Why am I having the problems I'm having? What is the best ductwork to go with? Should I go with a mini split system or a zone system, or what? So all of these things play an important role in your decision, and if you don't understand the ins and outs of it, I don't mean you have to be an HVAC expert, but if you don't understand what's causing your problem, then you can't really determine what the best solution might be. I mean, they can offer you different choices and explain them to you, but if they explain them well, then you understand and feel very comfortable with the decision. And that's what Justin did. He explained it in everyday terms that I understood, and he addressed all my issues. And even things that I had suggested, well, maybe we should do this kind of system, and he'd say, well, we can do that. It would cost you more, and it wouldn't be as an efficient system for you, or as efficient. And then he'd explain why. And then he came to me with 3 proposals, and they were at different price points, but they achieved very similar things. They just did it in different ways, and they had pros and cons. And so I ended up getting a 2-zone system, and I ended up getting a mini split system for another section of my home office. And I'll explain that in another video. But at any point, I I was very satisfied with the choice because I felt very comfortable with it, because I knew from what he said what it was going to do for me. It was going to lower my air conditioning and heating. I wasn't going to have hot and cold spots. I was going to be comfortable in every room in the house, and it was going to be zoned, so I didn't have to worry about heating and cooling areas that I wasn't using. And that was important. In a house that size, you kind of have to look at that nowadays with the cost of energy. And so I went ahead and signed with Air Specialty. Now they're located in Norfolk, and Justin told me that it was going to take 3 days to do this, which I thought was kind of amazing that you could do it in 3 days. Actually, it took 2 days to do it. And his crew came in. They took out this racetrack that I had under the house of ductwork that had been added on and added on and added on, which was causing the hot and cold spots in the house. And the unit I had wasn't sized correctly anyway, but the ductwork certainly didn't help. And they put in a zone system and an air handler in the ceiling. They closed all the vents in the floors. They put in this system that's dead quiet. Even the mini split in my office is really quiet. You don't even know when it's on. And all the problems I was experiencing went away. And it did everything he said it was going to do. And my one thought that I was thinking when he was talking about zone systems, and I was saying, you know, is there really a difference? I mean, is this just a sales gimmick or something? And because he was explaining how it works, you could set one at one temperature, one at the other. And I was thinking, you know, what keeps the air from going from one side to the other? Is there really a difference and all that? But I can tell you from using this now for a year and seeing my bills go down and all, that there is a definite difference. When you cross that barrier of where one zone is and another, you know it. And there is a difference between the two. So I've seen the difference in the utility bill. So Air Specialty came in, they analyzed my problems, they created a fantastic system. And matter of fact, I've had handymen come over and say, go up in the attic for one thing or another, and they see the system they've laid out up there, and they say, who do you know? I mean, it was a first-class system. They did a marvelous job, and it's done everything for our house that I wanted it to do. And my home office uses a mini split system in that section because it's actually a closed-in garage, has a number of computers in it and things. It's very hard to heat and cool because from the rest of the house. And that system just keeps it perfect temperature all the time, and it's, like I said, dead quiet. So it was a great experience all the way around. Good people, honest, fast, did what they said they were going to do, did it when they said they were going to do it, actually faster than they said they were going to do it, and they left the house clean and really answered all my needs. So I recommend Air Specialty to anyone thinking of having a replacement system for their HVAC needs.